Well, first of all, thanks for everybody being here. I appreciate it. When I saw the cameras, I thought maybe Todd Petty was going to talk about what it's like to win a Big 12 championship. But I have a few people I want to thank before I talk about Texas Tech. First of all, T. Jones, back in November of 1992, gave me the opportunity to be the head coach. Mickey Bowes was the women's tennis coach back then, and he had contacted T, so I'm forever grateful for T. Jones. And he deserves everything because of what he's given me. Secondly, I want to thank my players. My players for 20 years, they're the reasons why we've had success. I haven't done a whole lot. It's those guys right there, and all 20 years, every player in this program has meant so much to me. Their discipline, their hard work. I've been demanding, and they have responded well on and off the court, and I'll always appreciate that because it's those guys that made this program for sure. My assistant coaches, I've been very blessed to have a great group of assistant coaches over the years, including Marcelo Ferreira, who has been with me for 5.5 years as the associate head coach. He's done a remarkable job recruiting some very talented players. And, you know, when we talk about players, I've got a couple of guys right here, Gonzalo and Ray, as the two greatest players to ever play at Texas Tech. But also the team that I currently have, a tremendous group of players as well, and I'm really proud to be coaching those guys. There's so many people I want to thank, and I'm not going to mention names, but I've been here 20 years, and when you're here that long, you see a lot of people along the way. And I have been blessed to have the opportunity to have people help me, and that goes from academics, compliance, the business office, assistant and associate athletic directors, secretaries, maintenance, media relations, trainers, strength and conditioning coaches. All of them have had a hand in what we've been able to accomplish. Every single one of them have been instrumental in helping me in the program, and I appreciate that. All the coaches that I've been around for the last 20 years, probably the best part of my job is walking up and down the halls and being around coaches talking about their teams and so how much I want to support them. So that was a big part for me, and I'm going to miss that more than anything. A few people that I especially want to thank are some donors, some people that have been so supportive of our program, not only financially, but just their overall support. Don and Ethel McLeod, we have one of the best tennis facilities in the country, and they are largely responsible for that. They are responsible for that. And I don't know how many years ago it was that Jim Phillips, a very good friend of mine, told me about the McLeods, and because of them, our players are competing in, if not the best, one of the best facilities in the country. Van Hubbard, the tennis program really should just be called the Van Hubbard program because he was someone that played in the early 60s for Texas Tech and has done so much for our program, for our current players, for players before these guys. We have a van, we have traveled around, we've done so much because of him, and I really appreciate him. Dub Rushing, Dub was Mr. Tennis for years, played tennis in his 80s. He meant so much to this program, both what he did financially for us, but also the support that he gave us. Virginia Buck. Virginia Buck, over the last few years, has been tremendous. It's been an honor to get to know Virginia. She also has been instrumental in helping our program financially. We really appreciate Virginia. I have a few other people I want to thank, but it's really about not so much people, specific people, but it is as a groups of people. Number one, the community and the fans. The McLeod Tennis Center has now become one of the hot spots to watch a tennis match. And I think part of it, obviously, is because of what Todd Petty and his team has done. But I think we now have probably one of the best fan bases in America, and it's because of the fans. And I'm talking about the fans all over the community, not just the students. And so I really appreciate all the fans. The media. You know, tennis is not really usually very high on the radar of TV and newspapers and radio, but I sincerely appreciate all that you have done to support our programs, because I don't look at this as men's tennis as much as I look at it as tennis. Men's and women's tennis together, and that's tennis, and we really appreciate that, especially with Double T 104.3, who has given me the opportunity to have my own radio show, too, by the way. And last but not least, my family, my beautiful family here, my beautiful wife, Jenny. It's not easy to be married to a tennis coach or a coach in general. I know that for sure, and so I appreciate all the support that you have given me. And I have 4 wonderful kids. As you can see, they look like their mother. They don't look like their father. It's a great thing. But I have 4 wonderful kids, and I know this is going to give me an opportunity to spend more time with them. Alex here, who's 20, going to be one of the best nurses in all of Texas. I have Kate at 9 years old, who will be playing for Coach Curry as a point guard. Ellie, a little fireball. She'll be playing soccer for Tom Stone. And then Luke will be playing baseball for Coach Tadlock. So I've got that all covered for sure. You know, my wife is not a big fan of change. Most women, I guess, aren't. But she's a little bit nervous about this change that I'm having here. One of the toughest things, though, is that the biggest change is going to be I have watched 20 years worth of football games in my office. One game out of maybe 80 that I have not seen in my office. That's going to be the hardest change for my wife, not being in that office, that's for sure. Speaking of change, I have seen so much over the last 20 years, the change that has taken place at Texas Tech. First of all, I've had 4 athletic directors, 4 tremendous leaders. Now with Kirby Hocutt, I don't think people realize the vision, the talent that we have in Kirby Hocutt. The changes that we have made from within the department, from outside the department, I am so excited about where Kirby Hocutt is going to lead this department, and he deserves a lot of credit, and I have a ton of respect for what he's doing and our entire administration. Academics and compliance. I remember back in 92, 93, when I first started, I think there was a staff of 1 or 2, maybe 3, and now we have tremendous staffs in both. Facilities. You know, I mentioned, you know, our facility. The first 9 years of my career, we played at Lake Ridge Country Club. We played at the Tennis Center. We even had a year where we played at the Rec Center. And then a quick little story, there was a match, I don't even know what year it was, I should know this. In 1998, maybe 99, we had a team that was ranked 25 in the country. We're playing number 3 Baylor. And I don't remember a lot of what happens in most of our matches, but we were down 3-0 in matches. Excuse me, we were up 3-0 in matches, and we have 4 matches left in the 3rd set. So my players know that I know everything. I remember every point. So we're up 3-0 in matches. We're about to beat Baylor, who's ranked 3, and we end up losing 4-3. And you know where that match was held? At Lubbock High School. Lubbock High School. So that's how far things have come, not only in our facility, but in facilities overall at Texas Tech. And I'm really proud to have seen all the changes. Obviously, we've made some big changes going from the Southwest Conference to the Big 12. I've seen all that. The biggest change, though, are the coaches. When I first started back in 93, we had a group of coaches that I believed at the time were using Texas Tech maybe as a stepping stone for a bigger and better job. Well, today there is no bigger and better job. We have absolutely the best coaches on the planet. Great coaches. I see Coach Curry and Coach Petty, just to name a few. Coach Kitley, awesome coaches in this department. And that is what I will miss more than anything, being around that quality of coaching staff. You know, I love this place. Texas Tech has been a home to me for 20 years. Someone said earlier, what's it going to like not being walking up and down the halls? You know, I'm retiring, but hopefully I'm still going to be living in Lubbock, Texas. So I'm going to be around. And nobody in this department, in this room, in this country loves this university as much as I do. I've seen all the changes. I feel like I've been a part of a lot of the changes, and I'm so proud to be a part of this university. So I can promise you that I will always be here to support every team. One of the things that I love more than anything is taking, well, Alex is usually at worry about nursing school, but these 3 little ones to sporting events. I will be at every single sporting event there is. Matter of fact, Kirby, now that you're here, I hope that you consider giving me tickets to every sporting event for the rest of my life, because I will be there. I promise you that. So, I will be there to support everyone like never before. I have no idea what's next for me. I really don't. And most intelligent 48-year-old men know what they're doing next. I don't know what I'm doing next. I know that I have a job through next summer, but I will. I guess I could maybe possibly work. The New Orleans Saints need a lot of work on the defensive side of the ball. Maybe I could work for them. The Rangers, I don't know what they're doing. Are they going to sign Greinke or not? Maybe I could work for the Rangers. But I do know that I'm retiring for a couple of reasons. Number one, you know, I'm the most competitive guy I know, and I think I'm probably one of the most competitive guys most of you know. And losing a match, and I'm looking here at our Associate Athletic Director, Joe Parker. We lost a match to Cal at the NCAA tournament. We were just a few points away from making it to the Sweet 16. And I wanted it so badly for my players. And it's easy to say, well, you know, a day or two, I got over it. I can still replay every point, Fran, every point. So that's what I'm looking forward to not having to deal with as much, because I am so driven and so competitive that the wins, they take about a day and then they're gone. The losses take weeks and months. And so that part of it is one of the reasons why I'm retiring. Another reason is that, you know, I know sleep's important, and I'm looking forward to getting a little more sleep, because in the spring, my team knows I'm in the lobby of the hotel at 2 or 3 in the morning thinking about how we're going to beat that team. My wife knows that as well. So I'm looking forward to getting a little bit more sleep. But in all seriousness, the most important reason, the number one reason why I'm retiring is because of these 3 little ones right here. Being on the road 40 days in the spring is tough. Recruiting and traveling and the stress that I put myself under, because I know that when we're not successful, it's on me. And I want to make sure that I'm going to be home even more than ever for these guys, so you guys better be ready for some good practicing. So I'm looking forward to spending more time with my children, that is for sure. You know, the last thing I want to mention is that I cannot emphasize enough how much I've enjoyed being a part of this university and how much I respect and admire everyone that walks through these halls, because this is a place that is very special. There's not a place I'd rather be. I've had opportunities in the last few years to coach somewhere else. I wouldn't even dream of it. Texas Tech is the greatest place in the world to be, and I've been so blessed to have such a great group of players from 1993 in January to right now. And I'm retiring, but I'm not retiring today. I want to make sure that everybody understands that, especially you guys. Okay, because next semester, I have 4 seniors, and I plan to have next semester as my best semester ever in coaching. And one of the things that I always preach to my team is I want them to give 100% every single time they step on the court. And one of the reasons why I'm retiring as well is that I feel that I have given 100% every single time I've been on the court in practice, everywhere. And I think I've got 6, 8 months left in me to do that. So I'm demanding, but they also deserve me to give all that I've got. And I want to thank these guys more than anything for what they have done, especially for our team the last few years. So thanks again, everyone, for being here, and I really appreciate all of your support. Thank you.
Coach, I imagine it would be hard to narrow down, but what is something you can think of that you're most proud of in your time here at Tech?
Well, I think there's 2 things that I'm most proud of. One, the individuals that I've recruited. It's not easy when you recruit, but these guys understand how important it is to represent the university well on and off the court. These guys get their degree, they work hard. So I'm proud of them, number one. I'm also proud of what we've developed at the McLeod Tennis Center. We have a great fan base, we have a great facility, and I'm really proud when people walk through the doors, they see a tremendous place to watch a tennis match.
If you could go back and talk to yourself as you were first taking the job, what would one thing that you would tell your younger self to do?
Somehow, some way, not get as worked up over the win or the losses. That's probably the toughest challenge any coach goes through. You know, I can probably look at Christy and Wes and Todd. That I know what it's like to lose a tough match. It doesn't matter whether it's football or just men's tennis. It is a difficult thing when you want to be the best you can be. When you lose, you feel like I've always put it on me when we lose a match. So I think that's the one area I wish I could have done differently. But at the same time, I am who I am, and I doubt I could change.
Is this really just a chance for you to go see more Bruce Springsteen concerts?
That is a great question. I wanted to bring in Bruce Springsteen, but I'm glad someone did. No, I've only been on, and my daughter Alex was so special to wear her Bruce Springsteen shirt today. I have seen him, I don't know how many times. I saw him twice on this tour. Yes, this will, and by the way, my wife hates to fly, but I did see that Springsteen will be coming to Europe in the summer, and I'm taking my wife to fly to Europe to see Bruce Springsteen. That's breaking news. Thanks all, I appreciate it.